In the beating heart of Lagos, where rain chased taxis and the city hummed with urgency, there was a woman named Amara. Every morning, she stepped into the office, petite and striking, a dwarf in a world built for taller frames. Her height did not define her. Her presence did. Her face commanded attention not just for beauty, but for the quiet authority in her intelligent eyes. She dressed in simple Ankara blouses and tailored trousers, letting her grace speak louder than any adornment. Colleagues whispered behind their hands, some staring, some quickly looking away, unsure whether to admire or pity. Some tried to cloak their discomfort in jokes, but Amara had long learned to turn curiosity and unease into fuel. She carried herself with confidence and ease, her posture straight, her stride measured, proving every day that dignity could fill any space, no matter the body that bore it. A Yoruba proverb she held dear often ran through her mind: "The eye that mocks the small will one day weep for its own blindness." Amara had not always been so guarded. 2 years earlier, a man named Adrian had pursued her online, his messages full of charm and promises of seeing past appearances. They agreed to meet at a quiet cafe in Victoria Island. She arrived early, heart racing, wearing her favorite green Ankara dress that made her feel alive. Adrian's eyes lit up at her face, but when they swept downward, uncertainty crossed his features.
I have to go.
He made an
I'm
excuse, stood up before their drinks arrived, and left. Amara sat alone with the untouched cappuccinos cooling, the sting of rejection settling deep. From that day, she vowed, no one would see her vulnerabilities unless she chose to reveal them. The office was its own battlefield, voices clashing like distant thunder, supervisors pacing like lions tracking numbers. Amara's desk was her fortress. She had mastered the art of using voice and intellect as armor. She spoke English with the precision of a broadcaster, Spanish with the warmth of a Madrid summer, French like whispers from Paris cafes, 3 languages, 3 ways to bridge worlds, 3 ways to remind the world that stature did not equal strength. Her philosophy was simple. Angry people weren't enemies. They were pots on fire, needing space to cool. Give them air, and the flame fades. She gave them air, and they breathed easier.
This is the 3rd time I've called. Your system lost my order, and now you're charging me extra? Fix it, or I'm done.
I can hear how frustrating that must be, sir. 3 calls is 3 too many. Let's not make it 4. What's your order number? I'll pull it up right now.
It's 4529-JP6, but good luck. Your last rep said it's gone.
I see it here. Looks like a glitch on our end. The charge is reversed as we speak. And to make it right, how about a 20% discount on your next order? You deserve better.
All right, that's fair. Thank you. What's your name again?
Amara, call back anytime. I'll be here.
That was Amara every day. She didn't just resolve calls, she rebuilt trust, 1 word at a time. Her multilingual gift made her indispensable. Clients from Madrid to Paris requested her by name. Supervisors nodded in approval during meetings, praising her resolution rates. But in an office where respect was earned, Amara's quiet competence sometimes drew envy.
Your VIP caller again?
Some rich client who only wants to talk to Amara.
That must be nice. Yeah, must be nice.
Amara paused at the door, water bottle halfway to her lips. The words landed like small stones in still water. She turned away, her small frame moving with quiet confidence, face composed but eyes stinging. She had heard worse, but it never shook her focus. Nia was the undisputed queen of the floor, tall and commanding, with caramel skin and long braids that swayed like a crown behind her. She dressed to conquer, fitted blouses, sharp heels clicking authority across the tiles. But being queen had never been effortless. Before this office, Nia had fought hard to be noticed at all. In a city full of louder voices and brighter personalities, she had learned one rule: stay on top or disappear. For years, she had held that throne easily, until Amara arrived. Amara didn't compete. She didn't flirt for attention, she simply worked. And somehow the respect followed her like a shadow. And that unsettled Nia more than she cared to admit.
She is good on the phone, I'll give her that. But come on, staff of the month, at her height, pity points, that's all.
Nia, she's just good at the job.
The answer irritated her more than it should have. Because deep down, Nia feared something she couldn't say aloud. What if respect had nothing to do with being the loudest woman in the room?
Let's see how good she is with a real challenge.
The words were armor for Nia's insecurity. She needed to believe Amara's gifts were flukes. That authority came from looks, not skill. But deep down, she knew better. Then came the call that shifted everything. A furious client, voice like thunder, demands relentless as Lagos traffic. Nia saw her opportunity, transferring it with a sweet, poisonous smile.
Amara, this one's a Spanish speaker. You're the language queen. Handle it.
I've got it. Buenos días. Gracias por llamar. ¿En qué puedo ayudarle hoy?
What? Why are you speaking Spanish? I've been waiting forever already. And now this? I called about a shipment delay. I've been transferred 3 times already. Now someone picks up speaking Spanish. What exactly is going on over there?
My apologies, sir. Let's reset. I'm here to help you, and we'll sort this out together. Could you share the tracking number so I can check the status immediately?
Calm voice. Careful listening. A few quick checks through the system. Within minutes, the problem began to untangle. Records pulled, logistics contacted, a customs delay confirmed and cleared. The storm on the other end of the line slowly lost its thunder.
All right. I appreciate you actually looking into it.
That's what I'm here for. You should receive confirmation shortly.
The business was done. But just as Amara prepared to end the call, something unexpected happened.
Por cierto, ¿dónde aprendiste a hablar español tan bien?
Amara blinked, caught completely off guard.
Ah, así que sí hablas español.
Nia watched from behind her monitor, waiting for the call to explode. She had lied that the client spoke Spanish, hoping the furious caller would rip Amara apart. What she didn't know was that he actually spoke Spanish. But Amara didn't explode. She adapted.
Diddle, I wouldn't say anytime, but I studied abroad for a while. And I heard the language every day there. I thought it was the most romantic language in the world.
But I've never heard anyone here speak it so naturally.
I've been learning it since I was young. I've always loved languages.
Well, it would be nice to have someone to practice with every now and then.
Amara hesitated. She rarely gave out her number to clients. But something about the moment felt harmless, logical even. No one around the office understood Spanish anyway. So, quietly, still speaking Spanish, she shared her number. And just like that, a simple customer service call turned into something else entirely. A spark had crossed the line. The calls became a ritual. At first, follow-ups on the shipment, then excuses to hear each other's voices. Obi spoke of his world, high-stakes deals spanning continents, the weight of his father's empire pressing on him like an invisible crown. Amara listened, her empathy a balm. She shared glimpses of hers, and the quiet battles of solitude that taught her resilience.
I've been thinking, I can't imagine a more complicated afternoon than yours. But tell me, if the world let you plan it perfectly, what would a single perfect day look like?
That's a dangerous question. If I tell you my perfect day, you might feel obligated to deliver it someday.
I like a challenge. Go on.
All right, I'd wake up early, before the city gets loud. You know that moment when the streets are still half asleep and everything feels calm? First thing would be strong coffee. Real coffee, not the rushed kind people drink while running out the door. I'd sit somewhere with a view, maybe a balcony or a small cafe looking over trees or a busy street. I like watching life wake up. Then I'd write for a while, nothing serious, just thoughts, things I notice, maybe letters I'll never send.
You secretly write letters?
Everyone does. Some of us just admit it.
And the rest of the day?
Music somewhere in the background, the kind that doesn't interrupt your thoughts. Good food, long conversations, the kind where you suddenly realize 3 hours passed and nobody noticed. And at the end of the day, I'd probably get a proper massage.
That's the first practical thing you've said all day.
You say that like it's not important.
I'm just surprised that's how you'd end your perfect day.
Trust me, my legs would thank me.
Now I'm curious, what kind of day makes someone's legs work that hard?
That's a story for another time.
It wasn't just attraction, it was admiration. Obi saw her mind long before he saw her body. One evening, the conversation drifted to origins and choices.
Amara, why the languages? You didn't have to. Most people stop at 1 or 2. You chose 3.
It started when I was little. My parents kept me safe, maybe too safe, indoors more than I wanted. But radio and recordings, they carried the world into my room. I mimicked accents, repeated phrases. It was a way to be everywhere at once when the streets felt small.
Do you ever feel like everything around you is loud, but none of it is actually for you?
Yeah, every day. The city's loud, work is loud, everything is. But the things that matter, they're usually quiet. You just have to slow down enough to notice them. Like this.
In that moment, a subtle shift happened. Curiosity and respect intertwining with warmth, quiet intimacy forming between two people who had spent hours learning the edges of each other's worlds. Then came the real test. Obi called one afternoon, urgency in his voice. A major deal with French partners, chatty meetings full of asides he couldn't follow. He spoke Spanish fluently, but French escaped him. He needed help.
Amara, I hate asking, but could you listen in? Pretend you're my assistant taking notes. They won't question it.
Why me?
Because you hear the unsaid, and I trust you more than my own team.
She agreed, heart racing. The virtual meeting was a whirlwind, French partners laughing, dropping names, subtle digs. Obi smiled through it, but Amara caught the red flags. After, she didn't stop at translation. She looked deeper, checking news reports and business records. She found enough to know the deal was dangerous.
Obi, stop everything. Look at this. These people aren't honest. There are serious problems with their past deals. Back out now, before it's too late.
You just saved me millions. How did you even know to look?
They switched tone when they thought you didn't understand. That last clause, it wasn't standard. It shifts liability to you.
My legal team didn't even flag that.
They knew what it meant. They just let it pass. You should take a closer look at your team. I'll send you everything.
No one has ever stepped in for me like that. Not my partners, not my own people.
I didn't step in for a client. Obi, I stepped in for you.
Amara, I don't want this to just be calls anymore. Would you have dinner with me?
Delivery for Amara.
Oh, thank you.
Amara's got a secret admirer, blushing every time that guy calls. Must be nice to have someone who doesn't mind height. Or maybe he hasn't noticed yet. Some people notice what matters. Others don't know where to look.
The room went quiet. Nia's smile tightened. The war had begun. Nia had been watching for weeks. The soft smiles after certain calls,
Tus halagos no te llevarán a ningún lado.
the way Amara's voice lowered when she spoke Spanish, the blush she tried to hide behind her headset, it gnawed at her. Long after most of the office had gone home, Nia sat at her desk and traced the number. Her search returned instantly. A profile, a name, a fortune. Obi heir to a West African empire, son of a powerful governor, a man whose business deals shaped markets across continents, a prince, in boardrooms and beyond.
Auntie, where are you running? Hey!
The plan formed quickly. Simple, cruel, effective. The next afternoon, Obi called again. Amara stepped away from her desk for a moment. Nia reached over and answered the call.
Oh, hi. Amara just stepped away for a second, but she actually mentioned wanting to meet you in person. I can give you the office address if you'd like. You could stop by anytime.
A lie delivered with a smile, and in that moment, the silent rivalry in the office turned into something far more dangerous. Obi arrived the next day, unannounced. The office fell into a hush. He scanned the room, eyes landing on Amara. She stood slowly, her petite frame tense. He saw it all, the vulnerability, the moment of exposure. Amara noticed his eyes widen and assumed rejection. Panic surged. She turned and left, her small footsteps echoing down the hall.
Do you ever feel like everything around you is loud, but none of it is actually for you?
Yeah, every day. The city's loud, work is loud, everything is. But the things that matter, they're usually quiet. You just have to slow down enough to notice them. Like this.
Is she in today? No, not today. 1 week and counting.
Amara, I know you're in there. Just talk to me. Amara, don't shut me out like this. We need to talk.
Obi, please go home.
I will. After you stop pretending this is about me.
It's not that simple. You don't understand what you're saying.
No. I understand exactly what I'm saying. You just don't believe I mean it.
You feel something today. Tomorrow you wake up in your real life. Your family, your name, your world. And then what? You adjust. People like you always adjust.
You think I haven't already lived that life? Adjusting, performing, choosing what makes sense. That's exactly how I got here. Do you know what's actually rare? Not love, being seen. Being seen without having to explain yourself. You did that without ever seeing me. And now you think I'll lose that because I finally see you?
No. I think you'll lose it. Because now the world can see us.
Then let there. Because I drove past a cemetery full of people who didn't.